Good morning, my electrolytes. How you doing today? So we're going to do a video on why I don't agree with communism and authoritarianism. So let's get into the video today, my electrolytes. Roll the intro. Authoritarianism, principle of blind submission to authority as opposed to individual freedom of thought and action. So whoever's in charge of that authoritarianism movement, you have to submit blindly to them. You don't have your own individual freedom of thought and say, I don't want to submit blindly to this leader, can I go submit blindly to another one? Now you don't have that choice when authoritarianism. Whoever is in charge, you have to submit blindly to them. You don't have your own individual freedom or choice. In government, authoritarianism denotes any political system that concentrates power in the hands of the leader or small elite that is not constitutionally responsible to the body of the people. So in a regular like government or something like that, if you don't like the leader, the people can say, hey, we don't like this leader or something like that. You can voice their opinions. No matter how silly they may be, you can voice your opinion and say, I don't like this leader because this reason or something like that. The people have that power. With an authoritarianism, you don't have that power. Whoever is in charge, you cannot say nothing about him. You must keep your mouth shut. You cannot say one bad thing about him. You must say all positive things. No matter how much he stinks as a leader, you cannot say one bad thing about him. Authoritarian leaders often exercise power arbitrarily without regard to existing bodies of law. So they act outside the law that's like in the country. Let's say they were like in Germany or something like that, and they say, oh, I'm going to act outside like the German law or something like that. Shouldn't you follow like the German law or something like that? No, I'm going to act outside this law. Then aren't you a dictator? Yeah, they're pretty much a dictator, pretty much, because they don't follow like the law that's already set in the country. And they usually cannot be replaced by citizens choosing freely among various competitors in elections. So in other words, you cannot replace the leaders in charge of in the authoritarianism movement. Whoever is in charge, you're stuck with them for the rest of your life because you made the terrible mistake of choosing the authoritarianism movement because you didn't like the U.S. government, like law and stuff. You chose authoritarianism instead, which is way worse. I'd rather have the U.S. like government system than authoritarianism, where you cannot replace the leader at all, and you're stuck with him for the rest of your life, no matter how much he stinks as a leader. The freedom to create opposition political parties or other alternative political groupings with which to compete for power when the ruling group is either limited or non-existent in authoritarian regime. So in other words, you cannot create opposite political parties to that person that's already charged in the authoritarianism movement. You can't do that. No opposition shall be allowed within the authoritarianism movement. No opposition shall be allowed. Nope. Whoever's in charge, you must like him. You must say positive things about him. You cannot create opposition to him, or else you get booted from the group, which seems like a good thing to me if you get booted from the group. But no. So the reason I don't like authoritarianism is like it limits your like individual freedom of thought and action, and it doesn't give any power to people to say we don't like this leader that's in charge of this movement or group. Nah, they limit that to say you must like him or else you're going to be under his thumb for the rest of your life because you made the mistake of choosing this movement where you have to submit blindly to a person you don't even know or didn't even get to know within like a election or a campaign or something like that. You didn't even get to know. You must be under his stamp for the rest of your life because you made the terrible choice of choosing authoritarianism where it limits your thoughts, freedom, and action. Which, that kind of stinks to me. I mean, it really stinks, man. So, authoritarianism is not good, man. Not good at all. It's basically like dictatorship with less options. It's basically dictatorship all over again, just with a fancy title attached to it. Authoritarianism is dictatorship with a fancy title attached to it. It is not my cup of tea whatsoever, and it's not something I would subscribe to in this day and age. Proletariat. Communism believes in the liberation of the proletariat workers living entirely by selling their labor and not drawing a profit from the production. In other words, they have to sell whatever they're doing now and not make a profit from it whatsoever. Just expecting money to fall into your lap by not doing anything whatsoever. Which I think that's kind of a silly notion, to be honest. In order to make money or something like that, your business or whatever you're doing has to make money by selling like a product to people. You can't just expect money to fall into your lap like that. That's just silly. The big businesses of Marx's time created a system of production stemming from large-scale manufacturing because the proletariat can neither afford the factory-sized machinery nor compete with the systematic production of factories. They're forced to sell their labor. The labor is commodityism. As long as it promotes capital or profit, core communists believe, then that is the capitalist structure that causes exploitation of worker gets profit. Those are the least amount of work. So in other words, they can't make money from their businesses, nothing like that. They don't believe in working whatsoever to make money from like their businesses or whatever. They're forced to sell it, and they're just expecting money to basically just fall into their lap. And they don't like capitalism because, you know, it forces you to work or like actually do something for your money within a society, which I think that's the most silliest thing I've ever heard in my life. And the big and all things opposition to capitalism basically is, oh, we have to work or we're gonna like basically starve to death or something like that, which I think that's silly. You work to make money to live so you don't starve. Why would you sell like your labor or something like that and expecting just money to fall into your lap by you not doing anything, just sitting there? Money is not a genie that's just gonna magically fall to you wherever you are just because of who you are. No, you actually have to do something to earn it, or you have to sell like an item to people like within your business or something like that. It just doesn't magically fall into your lap. The reason I don't like communism, it just basically promotes like, oh, I'm just gonna sit here and like not do anything and expecting money to fall into my lap and people to cater to me just because I merely exist within society. No, that's not how life works or anything works like that. You have to work for your money within society, no matter what you're doing. YouTuber like myself, or like a factory worker, or like a cashier. You have to do something to earn your money within society. You can't just sit there and expect it just to come to you because of your name or something like that. No, you have to work for your money within the society. So the communism believes is basically promoting, it's sitting there waiting and expecting something to happen with, which, you know, that's not gonna get you anywhere in life, to be honest. It's really not. So I believe that communism beliefs are silly. It promotes like you just waiting on money like it's a genie or something like that, and that you don't do anything except just sit there and expect everything to get paid and expect every single dollar to come to you because, you know, reasons. That's why I don't subscribe to the communism belief. That's why I believe in like capitalism. Capitalism is more effective than communism. Capitalism basically means like if you have a business or something like that and selling an item, you make money and you get to pay like your bills and like get something to eat or something like that. You make money and like you sell like an item to people and you become successful within society. That's capitalism. Communism just promotes sitting there and not doing anything and expecting money to fall into your lap, which that's the most silliest notion I've ever heard in my life. So that's gonna be it for me, my electrolytes. My Twitter handle should be right here. I am most active on there, and every single like thing that I read for like this video, I will leave in the link in the description below for you guys to read and like make your own individual choice. So that's gonna be it for me, my electrolytes. Have a great day, and remember to stay awesome.